Corrales hopes to change that. Chico Corrales, the WBO champion, is in the white trunks with red trim. Jose Luis Castillo is in the red trunks with the gold trim, and we're scheduled for 12. Alan Masvidal with Rich Murata on hand, and Jaime Mota.
One thing we're seeing right away from Chico Corrales, very quick jab. Very strong jab. He's throwing a strong jab out there to try to slow the movement forward of Jose Luis Castillo.
And there's been so much build up to this fight, you just know they're so anxious to get out there and get it going. A right hook whistles by the chin of Castillo. Corrales applying the pressure, coming back off the ropes.
Keep in mind that Jose Luis Castillo has been fighting a lot, has been very active. He is razor sharp. Chico Corrales has not fought since last August. He might have a little bit of rustiness here tonight, possibly. We'll see.
Of course, if you ask him about that, he's not concerned at all. Tony Weeks steps in, issues a little bit of instruction there.
Diego Corrales threw that right hand a little tight, looked like. Now, many of you might be wondering why Corrales is staying close to Castillo here. Corrales likes to fight inside, even with his height. He likes to be an inside fighter, but now Castillo begins to get to him a little.
Castillo just hammering the uppercuts.
Castillo starting a little faster than normal.
Exactly. I think he's heard us say every fight how he starts slow. Crowd chanting Castillo, Castillo.
Castillo was quoted before the fight as saying that he wanted to test Corrales' punching power. He wanted to see if he could actually hurt him, knock him down, or even knock him out.
Good body punch.
Well, they're
Diego Corrales.
They are throwing hard here. These are rock-like blows here in the first round. Forget the feeling out process.
Well, like I said, they were both so anxious to get this thing going. I'm not shocked they came out throwing like this in the first round. For months and months we've been talking about it. It's been hype. Now it's down to business. And both fighters know what they're doing. Combinations for Corrales, throwing 3 hard hooks in a row. Then back comes Castillo. Back to the body. Castillo, left hook.
Wow. Now that action speaks for itself. In round number 1, wow.
It's only going to heat up more. Round 2 scheduled for 12. Chico Corrales in the white trunks comes right out behind the left hook and the left jab. Castillo in the red trunks.
That first round, very hard one to score. I gave it to Corrales based on a higher connect volume, I think, but Castillo, I thought, shook him up a little about 15 seconds before the end of the round with a little left hook inside.
I agree with you, Rich.
Well, you could put him in a phone booth right now.
Castillo, Corrales not fighting an outside fight. He's willing to go inside with Castillo.
I would think Castillo's very comfortable with this because he's throwing those body shots to that long, lanky body of Corrales, and that's what you want to do when you're fighting a tall fighter, is you want to chop him down with the body shots. Oh, the uppercut just got Corrales.
You know, Corrales is having success on the outside and with the jab. Why he's willing to stay in here, I know he's comfortable fighting inside and he's a good inside fighter, but this might be suicide with Castillo.
Castillo's loving it. Goose and toe, Corrales to keep that chin down and buried. Well, they got unburied with an uppercut. Toe to toe, head to head, shoulder to shoulder. This is the work that Corrales has chosen.
Can he beat Castillo at Castillo's game? It's a mano-a-mano battle.
Right hand for Corrales. They're wasting a lot of real estate in there with all that ring they don't use. Boy, let's just stand and wheel away, fellas. Corrales has gone into Castillo's house and just landed a combination on the chin.
I think that's the first time I can remember Castillo being staggered by a punch. Even though it was just a momentary wobble.
Corrales has tremendous punching power from short range. There's another punch, the right hand.
He's moving Castillo back.
I've never seen that. Gotta watch out for the headbutts. Final 10 seconds of a tremendous round two. Corrales lets the hands go. Seeing a great fight after that show he just put on here in Vegas with Manny Pacquiao. But psychologically, if a guy comes in your house and starts whipping you, that's got to work on you a little bit.
That's definitely got to be playing some head games with Castillo right about now.
Let's see if Corrales maybe tries to switch up again, Alan, and go back outside the way that he started the fight.
He just landed two good combinations there. Tony Weeks breaking him up. Watch the head. It can happen. Quick punches on the inside from Corrales, applying the pressure. Castillo's going to have to land the uppercut.
Corrales actually said this week, we're both going to suffer a lot of pain. I'm really looking forward to that.
That's why they do what they do.
That's why they're in there and we're not.
Good combination again from Corrales. It's hard. I don't think Castillo's ever felt a punch as hard from that distance.
Plus, Corrales is showing great speed with his punches, too. He is whipping those punches inside. I'll say this, Jose Luis Castillo appeared to me on a number of occasions to be headed to defeat, but he has such a great will to win. But you just never know when the fight's going to turn with him.
He's taking some hard shots to the head. He's got to find a range. There's the uppercut. I've been telling you, it's his best chance. Right there again. Head to head. Unbelievable action.
Corrales doesn't look like he's defending too well against that uppercut. Gonna have to keep an eye on that, Alan. That was a good call by you because he ripped it 4 times in there and Corrales didn't block any of it.
Now the right hand for Castillo. And the uppercut from the left hand. Another right hand uppercut. Uppercut. Chopping right. Body punches both ways. Left hook for Castillo. Castillo coming on.
It's Hagler Hearns at 135 pounds. This is everything anyone could have hoped for.
And they were willing to do it.
Castillo beginning to get his bearings in there, get his feet on the ground, and really ripping the punches with great power.
He's right where he wants to be. Working the right hand, then the left hook. Corrales has an excellent left hook. We've seen it before. Now back at Castillo back a little bit. Castillo steps back, throws punches.
I'll say this, Diego Corrales is not fighting tall in this fight. He's got his head right on the shoulder of Jose Luis Castillo. That's right in Castillo's wheelhouse, man.
Very effective punches from Castillo right at the end of the round.
Third round.
He's cut, he's swollen. He needs to get out of there and go back outside and use his range. I mean, I know he was so determined to prove something tonight, but don't be stupid while you're trying to do it. What a great round for Castillo, and here we go again, round 4. Hold on, folks, don't blink, you might miss something. Diego back outside.
This might be better for him, a jabbing outside attack, but he committed early to an inside fight. Jaime, can Corrales win the fight the way that he's been fighting so far?
Well, it seems like he's taking the punches well so far. That's the key. If at any point in this fight, Castillo hurts Corrales, then I think that's where the tide will turn. But you have to wonder whether If they both keep up this pace, if Castillo...
There's that left hand I told you about.
If Castillo's going to be able to maintain this pace, especially because he had a little bit of a weight problem going into the weigh-in yesterday.
Well, I'll say this much. He always finishes stronger and gets stronger.
And there's two fighters I know of, Eric Morales and Jose Luis Castillo, who at the weigh-in the day before always looked like a zombie, like death warmed over.
Emaciated.
And then the next day, magically, it's a different guy.
Okay, here we go again. Corrales right back in. Nice combination. And Castillo comes back, lands a right hand of his own. It's a little hard to keep up with at times, guys, because you take your pick. There's something being thrown every second.
There's blood on the left side of the face now of Jose Luis Castillo, so he may be cut as well. This is a punch-out, baby.
It's a hurting business.
There's a headbutt.
Diego steps back.
Blood is dripping down the left side of the face of Jose Luis Castillo.
That's been a problem in his career. He's prone to cut, but he'll go right with it. Right hand from the Castillo side. What a pace. Round 4. They might knock each other out at the same time. Good left hand for Castillo.
It was in this very round, in this very ring, remember, at Mandalay Bay that Corrales was involved in that hellacious fight with Joel Casamayor, where they were both knocked down, and Corrales was stopped on cuts.
Time in, let's go.
Here we go, round 5, folks. It has been everything we expected and more. 400 or 500 members of the boxing media here tonight to see this classic matchup. I haven't seen the esteemed editor of the LA Times sports section, Bill Dwyer, over there. He comes out rarely. When he comes, it's a big fight. Firing away. Castillo now moving Corrales back across the ring. Both fighters with cuts now, although not serious at this point.
I thought Corrales was able to regain some momentum in that last round again after being so badly beaten in the third.
Hard body punch for Castillo.
Yeah, and you know something? Corrales took a step back and seemed to have to kind of collect himself after that left hook to the body.
That was stiff. Now he's on the outside. Corrales has decided to go to work out here. Good counter from Castillo. And if it gets in there, look for the uppercut from Castillo. He landed one solid one at the end of last round.
Both fighters have landed a ton of body punches. This is going to be an enervating fight. I think Jaime Mota is right in saying that this is a fight of attrition, and who's ever going to wilt down the stretch is going to make a big difference.
Right hand for Corrales. Crowd chanting, Castillo, Castillo.
Neither man wants to cut off the exchange.
It's what makes them great fighters. You have to love what you do. Left hand from Corrales. Both fighters absorbing the punches. Corrales more effective from the outside. Still sticking his head in there.
That was just a little love tap from Jose Luis.
Blood trickling down the side of Jose Luis Castillo's face. Now Castillo's on the ropes to see what Corrales can do.
Corrales might want to take a step back here and let his long arms go to work.
Exactly, but he's not. He's doing what Castillo wants him to do, which is come on in here and play. 10 seconds left. Well, these are quick rounds, aren't they?
This is grueling, grueling stuff.
It's a brutal fight.
This is what I call a cruel fight.
We're in round 6, scheduled for 12. Diego Corrales in the white trunks with the bloodstains on the front.
Now I have Castillo trailing, as I almost always do after 5 rounds of his fights.
Exactly.
But let's see if he starts getting his usual second wind at this point.
There's the uppercut. It's effective when Diego stands right there. It should be noted that Castillo is no stranger to cuts. He will fight right through them. The commissioner has ruled that that was an accidental headbutt rather than a punch, but we know otherwise, but he doesn't have replay.
Well, of course, all that means is if the fight stopped because of that, we'll go to the scorecards, and Corrales will not be awarded a TKO victory. He might still win it on a decision if that was the case, but he would not get a TKO win.
Still grinding and grinding. Little right hand was effective from Corrales. It is a war of attrition right on the belt line. Sticking those punches in there.
You mentioned that he tries to emulate Julio Cesar Chavez, and that's what he's doing with those bodies, those blows to the body.
Even if you think of Chavez in his fight with Meldrick Taylor, falling way behind on the points, but gradually, little by little, he was breaking him down. I knew that Corrales would fight some of this fight inside tonight because he loves to fight inside, but I just didn't think he would commit to it to this extent.
It's a battle of wheels. It's a battle of just who's got it at the end to be able to take the punishment. Hard punches from both sides.
Well, both of these guys are incredible warriors. I can remember in this ring when Corrales got stopped by Joel Casamayor because his tongue was cut terribly, his lip was cut terribly, he was a bloody mess. Yet he was begging the doctor, Margaret Goodman, to give him one more round. Give me one more round. Neither of these two looks for the easy way out.
Oh my, they're heating up now. Final 15 seconds of round 6. Rounds flying by. Castillo landing the more accurate punches.
Corrales a little wobbly here.
Corrales is wobbly. He's getting hammered. And Castillo doing a good job of finishing.
So did Castillo, and then he poured it on.
Wow. Okay, folks, round 7, and here we go.
Did you hear Corrales in the corner? I wasn't hurt. I wasn't hurt.
I think he was. Round 7. Rounds flying by. Corrales letting the hands go a little bit on the outside, which he needs to do. Needs to keep those gloves together like he was told in his corner and let it go because he's getting out-punched on the inside. Back comes Castillo. Pouring in. It's the 7th round. It's Castillo time.
Castillo's left eye looks like it's closing.
That's a bad cut.
That's right. You can see the lid coming down. It's slamming shut from the top down.
Well, Corrales needs to go after that.
I would suggest that Jose Luis Castillo probably won't have another fight in 60 days after this one.
I guarantee you he won't.
He may not be off the couch in 60 days. Now they're back inside. Diego rubbing on that eye. Right hand right on that bad eye.
And a chopping right hand by Corrales with that famed Corrales power. And Castillo stood there and took it. Castillo still doing that work to the body, trying to break down Corrales.
Right on the belt line. Right hand for Castillo. Left hand for Castillo. Snapping back the head of Corrales. opening up. Castillo patient, ripping the shots back inside when given the opportunity. Coming straight up. Right there.
And Corrales' left eye seems to be getting swollen shut.
And Castillo is doing work in this round that will pay off for him in later rounds.
Good combination from Chico Corrales.
Jaime, you're right. Corrales' eye is almost shut now on the left side.
Both are going to be one-eyed fighters.
It looks to me like he's swelling up from underneath the cheekbone up, and Castillo's eye is shutting from the top down, where the lid is coming down.
Diego unleashing. Back comes Castillo. Left hand. Staggered. Castillo staggered. He's holding on.
Biggest punch of the fight, nearly dropped Castillo. Boxing, folks, it's that type of effective punching that counts, not necessarily the number of punches. Castillo
goes right to work. Corrales goes right to work. And then back comes the right hand of Castillo. They're both bloody. They're both swollen. And they're both throwing.
Tell you, whatever they're getting paid, the promoters ought to give them a bonus.
Castillo's not done by any stretch. That's a bad swollen left eye of Corrales. Who has the will? Who has the attack? Right hand from Corrales. Castillo still wobbled from the last round. What the heart of a champion. You talk about a warrior. Both have to reach down deep now. Left hand for Corrales. The crowd going crazy. Oh my goodness, folks. Low blow.
Tony Weeks was not in position to see it. He never saw it. Now Corrales has to be careful to not utilize all of his energy here at the beginning of the round. But he's trying to make something significant happen right now.
You talked about an agony fighter. This is an agony fight from another point.
I know.
It's an agony to watch these guys take so much punishment.
It is painful to watch. Who will survive this onslaught? Hard punches on each side. Uppercut from Castillo. Both fighters trying to grab a breath of air and back in. Left hook for Corrales. How much can Castillo take? What a man. What a man. There's the combination for the champ, Castillo.
I think he hurt Corrales a little there.
I think they're both hurt. My goodness.
They may both be fighting through a fog right now.
Long way to go in this fight. But they have given it everything they have. Round 8.
Castillo still effective inside. Corrales in trouble.
In trouble, in big trouble. Castillo trying to finish up. Corrales finds a way to stand there. Mouthpiece flies. The mouthpiece flies out. Tony Weeks let him go.
Castillo nearly got dropped again. Can it get any better than this? I can't believe what we're watching.
Let's go. Here we go. Time in. Let's go.
Corrales' eye is on the verge of exploding from swelling. What a round, round 8.
Back again. I just can't imagine it being any better than this.
I think the clock is ticking on Corrales' left eye. Doctor's really checking it out. Can he survive 4 more? Can Castillo survive 4 more? Who can survive this, period? Not many human beings.
This is one of the most grueling fights I have ever witnessed.
Grueling and brutal and painful for these guys.
Like Castillo just leaped with that right hand into the body. Bleeding again now from the eye is Castillo.
Back comes Corrales with some nice punches.
Well, that little short left hook of Corrales inside is doing damage when he lands it to the head.
Maybe one of his best punches. Corrales fighting basically with one eye now.
He's trying to set up for it here. He's shifting his leverage over to that left side so he can unload the left hook.
I'm surprised we haven't had more of those. Left hook for Castillo.
Oh, that's very low. He may take a point now.
Okay.
Oh, he's not going to take a point. Wow. See if Corrales answers with his own low blow.
He's answered with a right hand and a combination. Another right hand. Left hook, and Castillo staggered. Oh my goodness. What a heart. Both fighters, what heart, what determination. I've never seen anything like it. You won't get a better fight.
This fight stands right there with Arguello Pryor, Thrilla in Manila, Ali Frazier 3 for being grueling, cruel punishment handed out by both men.
Barrera Morales won.
Over a long period of time, right.
Not a good spot for Corrales to be in right there. He's getting picked up to death here. Oh, hand! Big right hand right at the end of the round. Tony doesn't want this thing to be decided because he took a point away as close as it is. I think it's better to err on the side of caution as long as it's not a really severe low blow that's got him bent over and has to stop. I just hate to see points taken away on that.
But if there's another one, I think he will be taken.
I think he will, you're right. Corrales, despite his... Oh, there he goes! There goes Corrales! A sharp, accurate left hook to the face for Castillo. Will he get up?
6, 7, 8. Come to me. You all right? You want to continue? Okay, here we go. Time. Come here.
His mouthpiece was knocked out. He'll get a few extra seconds here. Very slowly putting it back in. It was a one-punch knockdown. Corrales in deep trouble, obviously.
He's in big trouble. I think he's done.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here we go.
I think
This could be a 10-6 round then.
Could be.
he didn't know he dropped the mouthpiece. He didn't know it. Boy, Castillo looking to finish this thing up. Corrales, a desperate fighter, and a right hand for Corrales staggers Castillo. Oh my goodness. Can he survive this? A left hook, Castillo staggered once again. Both fighters, but Castillo won't go down. He's never been down.
I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this.
Left hook from Corrales. Castillo's wobbly. Now here comes Corrales. Unbelievable! 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 Diego Corrales comes back in a round he was losing 10-6 and wins the fight and knocks out Jose Luis Castillo. Unbelievable.
I just think we witnessed the greatest fight in the history of boxing. I I have never seen anything like that.
I've been doing this for 20 years. I've never seen that, ever.
Let's take a look at the first knockdown. As you can see, Corrales badly hurt. His eye completely closed, taking a beating, and down he goes.
Chico!
We were wondering if he'd be able to get up. Left hook, down he went. You could see the pain on his face. He barely beat the count on that one. But then somehow, some way, he turned it around after the second knockdown. And it came with one big shot. Now after this knockdown, by the way.
I didn't think he was getting up, Rich.
After the second knockdown, he had trouble getting up. He barely beat the 10 count. But then look at this. He wobbles Castillo a little bit. And then he hits him that left hook. And Corrales realized that he had a man hurt in front of him, even though he was badly hurt. Referee Tony Weeks stepped in, stopped the fight, and that was it.
Castillo's eyes are rolling back in his head. Good stoppage, Tony.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Good stoppage, Tony.
There was just a couple of few fans here actually booing. I can't imagine, I can't conceive even of what they're booing about.
It's disgusting that they would boo any of this. There are no losers. I cannot fathom, can't understand what we just saw.
All right, the judges had the fight scored 87-84, 87-84 for Corrales. Two judges for Castillo.
You a savage!
No, one Corrales, Castillo, Corrales.
Let's do that again. Two judges had it scored for Corrales, one by 1 point, one by 3 points, and one judge had Castillo in front.
But you just had, if he'd survived that round, a 10-6 round, and it would have turned these cards all the way around.
Right.
If Castillo had survived that round, it would have wiped out the 3-point lead in that one. He would have been in position to lose the last 2 rounds if he could have survived that round.
First time I've ever seen media people applauding at the end of a fight.
You have to. You have to.
I believe what the fans were booing about was the second knockdown that when they showed it on the big screen, Corrales spitting out the mouthpiece and buying a few extra seconds in the corner. Here's Jimmy Lennon.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time. 2 minutes, 6 seconds in round number 10. Our referee in charge, Tony Weeks, stops the contest. The winner by way of technical knockout. He is now the WBC and the WBO lightweight champion of the world, Diego Chico Corrales.
All right, highlights, and there were plenty of them. Second round, Corrales opening up with combinations and really having a big round. As the fight moved on, though, it became an enervating, inside, grueling type fight. And here's where Castillo began to back up Chico Corrales. It seemed like right on time for Castillo. He was beginning to take over the fight. But Corrales would not let himself be overwhelmed. He kept firing back as well. And so what we had were a series of close, tough-to-call rounds when each fighter was having significant punches land. As you see that left hook by Corrales and that terrific combination by Chico. He kept coming forward, and Castillo, for one of the few times, giving ground. As they went into round 10, the final round, everything exploded. It all just exploded. There you see Castillo being hurt. I'll tell you. This was unbelievable what we saw in there. Beautiful left hook. Down goes Corrales. A one-punch knockdown. Second knockdown coming up now. There he goes. Now watch this. Takes the mouthpiece out, but still, despite 2 knockdowns, same round. Corrales comes back. An unbelievable combination to finish off Castillo. And I tell you, I'm breathless. It was because it was breathtaking.
I